time. And I actually don't think I've vlogged this month. I'm really sorry. I do apologise. I'm doing my shawlography. I'm on to the it's knit 5, drop 10 rows bit. Rachel, you'll know what I mean. The kid is in situ also, but I'm more than halfway through, or just about halfway through. There's all my welts, I think they're called. Yeah, and the color is crazy, like seriously crazy. Rainbows. I wish I was a bit more precise. I've gone off. I missed a stitch, probably 10 loops around, and it's putting my straight line off, so it's not straight. Please don't do that. It's gone off the loop by 1 stitch at the bottom, and I don't know if I can fix it. Anyway, I know the problem's there. As I said, my sole is not going to get trapped in my stitching. It would be nice if it was accurate. And to be honest, I might actually redo this. This is an awesome shawl. I might redo this with the right kind of yarn. You know, all fingering weight and all in matching colours rather than this discordant mix of, holy cow. I'm going to try and ignore her. Stupid hedge trimming or strimming or whatever it is going down below as well. I apologise for natives doing their thing in my world. Anyway, yeah, have you been? It's been a while, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was doing that was just so crazy. I think time is just catching up on me. She was playing quite happily outside, and then she decided she's going to come in. Marcus made her a map. I'm watching the lost symbol on the TV, and he made her a map, and she has just turned into the noisy creature from hell again. I even offered her chips. Bloody hell, what kid doesn't want chips? Nope, didn't eat. She said, I've had enough chips. I'll put her inside and close the door if she's going to be really stupid. Anyway, yeah. Had a really weird phone call last night. The ex-mother-in-law called me after, I don't know, maybe 2 months since I last spoke to her. And she was just ringing up for, I don't know, a chat and a gossip about her son's new wife. Yeah, it was just awkward. I don't want to talk about him, and I don't want to talk about her, and I certainly don't want to talk about them to her. He hasn't been in touch with her for 7 years. She doesn't know why. She's slightly deranged from when I actually did see her last. Sophie. Oh, God. Get your socks on, please. Yeah, she's just, I don't know. I saw mannerisms in him that were straight from her when he went psycho. And after she was there at home, in my home, and it was like, oh shit, you're actually quite alike. That was a bit scary, actually, because I didn't see it beforehand. He didn't really associate, no, he didn't associate with his parents before we were married much because they were abusive alcoholics. And then when they did come back into our lives, they didn't last because he came to the house drunk one day when they were supposed to be childminding or something. Yeah, it was all kinds of, that's just, yeah, it was all kinds of, I'll leave it there. Yeah, bless his socks though. Simon, my middle boy, has been in touch with her and sent her photos. Yeah. He's, I don't know, doing the honourable thing. Yeah. else is happening? I'm on 3 weeks leave. I'm actually 3 days into my first week leave. I am on 3 days off into 3 weeks. Oh, peace and quiet. What is that? Yeah. I've been crafting. I've been doing a bit of tidying up. It doesn't feel like I've got anything tidied, but you know, progress is small steps. I'm on dinner tonight. I have no idea what I'm going to make. Marcus usually does some weird ass Asian fusion on a Thursday night, his night to cook. He's trying to perfect the recipe. He takes a while to do it, but it's quite strong flavors, and sometimes it can be like, I just want a break from that. I don't know what I want. This is the problem though. I just want something, I don't know, different, bland, maybe, I don't know. We have the same thing every night, like, you know, each week. So as I think I've said before, Monday nights is usually the same, Tuesday nights the same, you know, on a weekly rotation. I don't know. I kind of thought maybe I wanted some shepherd's pie. It's now nearly 4 o'clock. I guess I could make it. If I thought about it. Bolognese on the weekend could be really nice, be a bit of a change. We usually have pizza.
Cars are quiet, Mummy.
Yeah, we'll see. Go on. The cars out in the road aren't quiet.
Yeah.
V8s, Australia's finest, Yahoos. People aren't governed by the size of their engine like they are in Ireland. Hence why people couldn't afford insurance on cars that were over like 1.4 litres, because it was extortionate, especially when you were starting out. So P-platers, early drivers, couldn't get licenses for big heavy engines, and obviously didn't have the power then. So you had P-platers here can buy V8s and be in a, you know, rumbly, noisy car, not have to have insurance for it, and yeah, it's just like, oh, you're just go and get some brains, you know. At the moment, you're sitting on them.
Rainbow!
Rainbow?
Yes, rainbow, you see.
Okay, yeah, rainbow.
Yeah. And it's my favorite color.
She likes the rainbow book. She had the rainbow book for weeks, every night in bed. Now she's reading the story back to us, which is kind of cool. Okay, but Sophie, I'm talking to my people. You go talk to your people inside.
No,
Yes.
outside.
Then go talk to them somewhere else, not on the deck. So help me, child, when you're a teenager and you want to talk to your buddies on your phones, how are they going to do it in their time? Like at the moment, it's, you know, online technology, it's texting. Is it going to be like virtual reality or some other weird concept that, you know, Star Trek-ish? I'm just going to get in my chair and I'm going to plonk my ass down. I'm going to butt up with friends and go, hey, how's it going? Actually, I used to do that with my own teenagers, and the kids were awesome. They didn't mind me hanging around with them, getting to know them, which was cool because then I knew who the friends were and I knew what the kids were talking about and all of that kind of jazz. That's kind of how I parented. Yeah, it's, I don't know, frowned upon maybe these day and ages when you can be...
Mommy, Sunny, she's broken. You see?
This is certainly an interesting concept, doing this whole ripping in faith. Trusting the process, as Stephen calls it. My tea will be ready for drinking. You know, I've had to actually set a timer to start drinking it.
Louder, that's quiet.
Okay, yeah, but Actually, do you hear that dove? That is a spotted dove, and one of them was resting on the balcony today on the rail. So I got Sophie to go and get my phone, and she dutifully did, and then I took pictures of it, and then I picked her up so that we could both look out the window and look at this spotted dove. It's got a spotted collar. It was really cool. It's got a spotted collar on the back of its neck, so it's got this black collar with these white spots, a bit kind of like the opposite of ermine tail, being the black spots. And otherwise it looks like a dove. It's got that really soft dove color, beigey brown with the kind of pinky blush, and it was just gorgeous. And some of it was fluffed up and against the wind, and sometimes it turned around and it was like all, you know, skinny like, and chatted with Sophie about it. She wanted Flopsy to wave at it and all that kind of thing, and it still sat there through the kitchen window. So that was cool. And then the next thing I knew, looked out the window and it had flown off. So really cool. I actually think it's living in the bread loaf. We've got a hedge that's shaped like a loaf of bread, and I think it's living there because I hear it in the mornings going to work, and it's cooing, and it was sitting on top of the hedge the other day, and there was rustling within it. So I thought maybe it's got a nest in there. All this wildlife around here in suburbia is kind of cool. It's nice that I'm seeing it now finally, and that kind of thing. Mocha's up in the front yard. We call it a yard. It's a field at the moment. It's not a big field. It's it's like a small Irish backyard, really. But he's on a fly line out there because there's no fences. It's open to the neighborhood, and he's a beagle, so he would hunt if he gets off. So anyway, he's on the fly line, and the rain that we've had over the last 3-4 freaking weekends has just made the growth explode. We've got this cape weed, which is like a yellow daisy. It's woody, and it's a pain in the ass to get rid of from a garden. I used to have it in my old home, and it was really, really hard to eradicate. You basically need to take out this thing by the roots. I actually don't know what its real name is called. We just used to call it cape weed. Not sure if it's a native yellow daisy. It's pretty, but it's thick and it's woody, and nothing gets a look in when it's on the ground. So grass doesn't grow and all of that kind of thing. Native flowers, you know, wouldn't come up really, I don't think. So yeah, we've got that, and we've got some kind of vetch kind of thing. I don't have a sound meter on this. I really hope that's not too noisy. Yeah, capeweed and vetch at the... Well, I don't know if it's vetch is the right name. It's kind of like a pea flower. It's kind of runner-like. And it's... When I tried trimming it, it was like this mat on the understory. It was insane. That kind of blocks the free run that Mocha has on the chain. So I cut some of that down with shears. I really wish I could get my hands on a scythe and just cut it down and clear it. Marcus says he's got a strimmer, but that's not going to happen. I don't think, I certainly can't get it started. I don't know if he can. I don't know if it's working at the moment. You know, all of that kind of jazz. Whereas a scythe, yeah, I could do a scythe all on my own and just swing the beast and try not to chop my ankles off. Yeah. Yeah, suburbia. Don't know if we've got any plans for the week. Next weekend, no, not next weekend. Next week I did a 14-day weather forecast, and we've got thunder showers coming. We've got hot weather and thunder. coming, I think next Monday. It's just like, give me a weather break, for God's sake. Yeah, it's just, this weather has been ridiculous. El Nino, you can go and shag off. It's just been a doozy weather this year. And somebody sent photos on one of the cross-stitch groups, might have been Witchy Stitchy group, possibly, and they were just looking for prayers, whatever. Yeah, they sent pictures of flooding from their area. It was just horrific. Oh, it might have been geocaching. Somebody geocaching sent pictures from their area going, maintenance would be required. That's what it was, geocaching. Speaking of geocaching, there was a new puzzle released last week and I had solved it in minutes, like really, really quickly. It was basically, the words were written and the letters in question had been italicized, put into italics. So A was 1 and D was 4 and F was 7 or whatever it was. So you had to find all your letters and then put them in as the coordinates. I found them really, really easy. I don't know why other people were having so much problems with it. And then I looked up where the cache was, and it was down Southern Outlet towards Kingston, but it was called Drop Bear. And I think the problem is, now I've discovered since it's been found, is that it's actually high on like needing a pole to put it in place or take it down. My tea's already cold. I don't have a pole. I don't know if I want to invest in an expandable pole. A friend of mine has said that you can get them online for $47. I think they're actually sold out, the ones that he had or he's bought. Yeah, but a lot of the new caches coming out are going to be high on the pole kind of things, and apparently that's something that's happening on the mainland. I was like, oh, it kind of puts it out of, literally puts it out of people's reaches. Bad enough that I was in one, I shinnied up a tree and then had tongs with me that day, and then decided, okay, we'll take the tongs across the road. I'm talking food tongs, like extra long barbecue tongs. Shimmied up the tree and then went across the road to where I knew there was a cache that was out of reach, and I could actually reach the one that was up in the apex of the gazebo, and that was the cache that I needed to find. So it was like, oh, gold. I don't even know. Marcus could probably have reached it. He probably wouldn't have been able to look up at it though. Marcus can't look up without his neck going. So he might have been able to reach up if I was guiding his hands to say left, right kind of thing. He might have been able to get it that way, but I didn't bring him. So I think it was a Sunday afternoon and I was over the do I look like an idiot kind of thing, standing on the picnic bench in the middle of this gazebo. Why they've put a picnic bench in the middle of this gazebo and put the gazebo where it is, I have no idea. There's no parking anywhere near it. There is a little creek next to it. What? An aeroplane?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure it's not the seagull?
No.
Oh, there's a seagull there. They glide and they don't flap their wings.
Daddy.
Sometimes, but seagulls don't flap lots. That's how they can travel long distances.
I saw a birdie.
Yeah. It's gone over the other side. They're going to be coming down from the tip soon. We have a tip just a couple of clicks over the hill there. and the seagulls do the whole evening migration down the creek line round about this time, the kind of coming on dusk-ish. I mean, we're miles away from dusk, to be honest, so maybe they'll be going down later, but 3 o'clock in the afternoon they used to leave. You know how it is, bin chickens, you know, they'd follow the tip and follow the trucks, and you always get seagulls at a tip. Why? Yipe. Too many stitches on my needle. So yeah, you'd always get seagulls at the tip. Always had seagulls at the tip in Ireland. The tip for me, I suppose there's probably not much point in me giving names, but the tip for me was, I suppose they're all close to where you live, aren't they? Yeah, it was massive, and I don't think they recycled. I think it was up Sandyford kind of area, a strange kind of place. Dad used to go up there occasionally. We didn't actually own, I don't think we owned a trailer. Don't know why, it's the kind of thing that Dad would have had. He certainly had one later on. I'm sure we borrowed on occasion. Yeah, but yeah, seagulls were always at a tip, like rats of the air. We've got a gardener here that I haven't seen in probably 15 years, Don Burke, and he calls sparrows and sparrows rats of the air as well. He doesn't like them. And starlings are just a pest. Murmurations are awesome, but starlings themselves are noisy birds. All the birds are starting to twitter. Was it last night? No, yesterday? I think yesterday I slept in. What is she doing? You're going to wear a hole in your pants, Sophie. This is not smooth ground. The grit will tear your pants. No, it's not funny. The grit will tear a hole in your pants, scraping on it, because it's rough. You know it's rough.
Oh.
Yeah. Mind you, you're wearing your thicker pants today.
Yeah. There's a little tiny bird. I saw it.
Did you? You'll see more if you go down to your swing,
Yeah.
because they're in the bushes.
No, Mama, that's a tunnel tree.
Oh, it's a tunnel tree. Ooh.
Yeah. Lucky I don't need shoes on right now.
Oh,
But Sunny shoes
okay.
got broken.
Her English, she comes out with... No, okay. Please, not in my face. Oh, I see. That's why you wear socks, Sophie. I didn't think those shoes would last terribly long. They're just like plimsolls kind of shoes. But they're very, very cute. They've got sun and cloud and rainbows on each. I'm nearly there. I'm going to finish with you. Because I'm going to have chopped out some bits. But yes, I do apologise for not vlogging quite so much. Now, I do need to kick off the whole premieres as well. And start getting spreadsheets organised and all of that kind of thing. I think I've got lots of takers from the initial interest. So we'll see. There's a lot of creators also gone. I can't keep up with all of them. to be honest. And I know it's probably going to be more diamond painter resourced people, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be doing or keeping them to just diamond painting. I think if people have a craft, or damn it, if people even want to make cookies on camera, they could. I honestly don't care. If people wanted to do Christmas baking. So I don't know. And last year we had the marshmallow chubby bunnies challenge. She seems so cute. We had the chubby bunnies challenge, and it popped up on my photo feed when I was looking for photos. And I don't know what I'll do this year if I do a challenge. Any ideas? Yeah, any challenge, any ideas? I have to think about that one. I'm not going to make people make those sugar cookies from the Squid Game. Now she's getting rowdy because she thinks she's got away with stuff.
I got a bunny too.
Ah, itchy nose. Some kids have been burnt by the sugar, by making the sugar cookies. Basically just boiling sugar into caramel and then adding bicarb, I think is the recipe I've seen. Pouring it onto a round greaseproof paper, and then putting a shape into it while it's still warm. And that's what you've got to cut out or lick out or whatever, because that's what the kids used to do. I don't think there's anything new in the Squid Game games that people haven't already done. Yeah, I know on one of the DP-a-thons we had the get up challenge, the dance. That was kind of fun. I don't know, brainstorm, help me. What's a challenge that's quick, that's inclusive, if people have family that they could do it with? Not everyone's got kids that they can ask questions of.
Not good, but I like children.
What about children?
Children that wear bags.
Children wear bags?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I pick up a bunny. I already like
And it needs to be
bunnies.
something that people will actually do, and not something that's going to scare too many people away.
Hey, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
I do like bunnies. That,
You do like bunnies?
yeah, and that's like I lost. And I did have a white face.
Oh, help.
I did saw a car.
Shh. No, you heard a car.
Yes. And I did see it. And what a toy!
Oh, dear.
Mommy, I saw a water
Okay.
toy.
Fireworks.
Huh?
Lots of
Mommy?
bangs.
Huh? What's that, Mommy?
Didn't sound like a gunshot. Now then, what did I do back here? Right.
A bunny?
Goodbye.
Goodbye!
Alright, I'm just biding my time on those gunshot firework noises, trying to make sure that it's not something gunshot-like, because that would be scary. We had a murder-suicide up north last week. I don't know, the ex didn't like the current partner or something. So it's pretty crappy. They're looking for police, I guess, police are looking for William Tyrrell's body that may have been transported now in his foster grandmother's car. Yeah, I don't know if that means that she's involved or what, but that's gonna kind of rock Australia. Whatever happens with that. We did have that amazing breakthrough a couple of weeks ago with the 4-year-old girl that was abducted from a campsite. She was found. Now, I think I need to just knit that one. Just give me a second. I need to finish this. The last 4 stitches, knit 1 and slip 3. With yarn in front usually, yep. Alright. Woohoo! I did a thing! Oh god, it's scary, you know? Look, I have a shawl. Ish. I have a very small shawl.
Smarty pants.
Who's a smart?
Yes, Mommy Rat.
Oh dear. Stoppers. So yeah, police are doing good things here in Australia, so hopefully they find out what the hell was going on with William Tyrrell. He was just a little kid who was taken or something. I can't even remember the story. It's a few years old now. Okay. Going to say goodbye. The noisy one is going to say goodbye. Are you going to wave bye-bye?
Bye.
Don't be noisy. You don't need to yell. You do not need to yell.